Since the release of Valorant, this game has had a lot of broken glitches and mechanics. From game-breaking bugs that got fixed immediately, like standing inside the Valorant walls, to glitches that are a little bit less game-breaking, but especially for that reason, because they were less game-breaking, everyone used them in-game. And those are the glitches where we're gonna focus on in this video. It's time to go back through memory lane and talk about things that we Valorant players had to deal with in almost every game. Now sit back, relax, and let's start with the Omen smokes. We all know how the Omen smokes are supposed to work, right? You place the smoke somewhere on the map, could be on the ground or mid-air. When you place it, they will slowly fall down, and voila, your smoke is on the ground. This, however, is not really how the Omen smoke worked back in the day. Because back in the day, we had to deal with an Omen glitch that was in the game for years, and that's that the Omen smoke could clip into walls. This meant that Omen could place a one-way anywhere on every map. And that's pretty annoying. Even though most players don't really fall for one-ways, placing down a one-way is always better than a normal smoke, and there were just so many spots, so you always had to pay attention or this might happen.
One enemy remaining.
Luckily, this mechanic got removed, but it got removed like 3 years after the game got released. So we had to deal with this mechanic for 3 years. Very annoying, my friends. But this story doesn't stop here, because after the update in this patch, you were still able to use this smoke on small edges of the walls, like this edge on Ascent or even this edge on Haven. So still, a lot of spots where you could place a one-way. And it took another full year before this also got removed in patch 9.10. And at this moment, the smokes will always fall down to spots where players can walk. And even though a lot of people didn't like this smoke mechanic, the annoyance of this glitch doesn't even come close to the next glitch we're gonna talk about, and this one is about Jet. I think most of the OG players already saw this one coming, because Jet back in the day was just completely broken. The reason, back in the day there were a lot of spots where you could do a super boost, like this one. I know, completely insane. But the thing about the Jet super boost is that they were so common that every Jet player was using them. Combine it also with the Bucky that was way stronger back then, and a Jet with 2 updraft instead of 1. Yeah, playing against Jet was not very fun. Slowly though, over a period of months and even years, Riot Games fixed the super boost spots one by one, but it felt like every time that one spot got fixed, another super boost got discovered. Thank you, How to Noodle. But slowly over time, the more that these spots got fixed, this trick got way less and less popular. And nowadays, since there are not a lot of spots left, the super boost got way rarer to see in game. But for those who never got the chance to use this trick, there are still some spots where you can use the super boost, and the most OG one being is probably this spot on Icebox. This super boost has been in the game since the start, and sometimes people still get kills from it.
Give me those.
Luckily, not every glitch that once was the meta is still in game, one of which being those annoying pixel spots. This is another glitch that Jet mains used to love, but it also got abused by Raze players, Omen players, basically any agent with a jump. And man, what was it annoying. It's so tilting if you get killed by one of these spots. Luckily, just like the Jet super dashes, most of the pixel spots did got fixed, so luckily you don't see them often anymore.
Take it.
Ay!
And while we're talking about the pixel spots, we also need to give a small shout out to the pixel jumps, because those were also everywhere in the game, from boxes to this spot on market, and there were even some head glitch spots that you could create, but also these got fixed, no more working with small pixels for you. This, however, cannot be said of this next glitch, because this next glitch is still the meta, and for it we need to go to Lotus. Yep, Lotus door, I'm talking about you. Honestly, since the release of Lotus, the Lotus door has always been a big problem in the game. It used to have game-breaking bugs, for example a Phoenix that can chill inside the door, but even though those game-breaking bugs did got fixed, at this moment there are still some mechanics slash glitches that people use on a daily basis. The first one being the Lotus door slide. If the door is opening and you jump against the door, you will push yourself very far forward. This mechanic is a little hard, but if you know how to do it, you will get so much speed, and making kills with it is very easy. At this moment, a lot of players accept that it works like this, but I wouldn't be surprised if this feature gets fixed someday. Another feature about the Lotus door that we all accept, but if you really think about it, it's actually bullshit, is that you can jump and teleport on the door when it's rotating.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
And I know, this one might be a little controversial, because if you look at it from one side, it makes sense that you can jump on it. There's enough space, but from the other side, I think this trick is just way too broken. But let me know in the comments what you think about this topic. And standing on doors brings us to the next glitch that used to be meta, because instead of standing on doors, a lot of players used to stand on walls.
Sorry, you should plant.
MrLowlander, what are you saying? Standing on sage walls isn't a glitch, it's a tactic that professional players are using. Okay, easy there, Grim fan. one. Respect to Grim, by the way, I love that guy. I think you're completely right. Sage walls are part of the game, and standing on high spots with the sage wall is a completely fine thing to do. However, the line between sage walls being too overpowered to being big brain and be able to use in game is very thin. I want to give two small examples. The first one is over here on Haven. If you place your wall from heaven, you could chill very high with sage, even dodge a breach ultimate from here and get a lot of kills.
Off
your feet!
Grounded.
This sage wall is still in the game. Is it too overpowered? I'm not sure. It's very strong, but I don't think it's broken, you know? Another one, however, that's very similar is on Ascent. For it, I want you to take a look at this clip of Kyo.
This is insane.
My turn!
Yup, this wall is very broken and that's why it got fixed. But I mean, if you really think about it, is it that much different than the wall on Haven? Not really, right? The line is very thin and that's why I think the sage walls deserves a spot on this video. Many walls got fixed in the past, many walls are still in the game, and it's up to you to decide which of these walls are glitches and which of these walls are very good tricks. This next thing, however, are all glitches for sure, and every player that played an agent that could use this glitch was probably using it. I'm talking about instantly breaking the door on Ascent. Instantly breaking the door was actually very common back in the day. Many agents could do it, for example Raze with the satchel, Yoru with his clone, or Killjoy with their nano swarms, and it was just seen as normal. Luckily though, Riot Games realized that this was actually way too broken. It basically meant that the door was kinda useless if you could instantly destroy it, and that's why Rito Games removed all the ability interactions one by one, and now there's nothing that can instantly destroy the door anymore. Small bobber break. Look at how cute she is. I see the bobber fans in the comments. Subscribe to make it happy. For the next glitch, I want to play a little game with you. Take a look at the background and tell me if you can spot the chamber trap over here. I give you 3 seconds, 2, 1. Nope, I actually also didn't see it either. But apparently the chamber trap was underneath this icebox ramp. Yup, the next thing we're gonna talk about is hiding your abilities. This one is really old. I'm curious who remembers it. But what players used to do all the time is find spots to hide abilities in. This could vary from hiding cypher camps behind trees, placing killjoy traps underneath the grass on Ascent, or even hiding the chamber traps in the pots on Bind. Almost every ability that you could place down had some sort of hiding spot, but the thing was that most of these spots were visual bugs, and that's why most of them got removed. This next glitch though didn't got removed yet, but in fact is in the game for years now, so I don't think it will ever get removed soon, but it's about Yoru. Usually when Yoru tries to place his teleporter on a high spot, it's not possible. However, if Yoru places his clone down first, then it is possible to place his teleporter on a high spot. I guess by now you probably know this glitch, right? It's made popular by YouTubers like Ziptai, and if you play against the Yoru, there's a high chance that he will use this trick at least once in game, like in this round. But since this glitch is used so much and loved by all the Yoru players, brings up the question, does Riot Games actually need to remove it? I personally think that it's stupid that you should first place down your Yoru clone, but still I think that the mechanic that Yoru can teleport on boxes is pretty useful, especially in those ultimates, you know? So why not just change it that he can place his gate crash on the boxes without the clone? That way the glitch is gone, but Yoru players can still use this mechanic. And while we're talking about getting to high spots, we just need to talk about player boosts. At this moment you are able to boost players on high boxes, and this has been in the game since the start. Even though this is a common trick in other games like Counter-Strike, it brings up the question, should this be a feature in Valorant? Because boosting in Valorant is really wonky. If you try to boost a teammate, you don't really jump on the teammate like in Counter-Strike, but you kinda glitch yourself up, so it doesn't feel like a real feature. But I let this one open for you guys to discuss. Let me know in the comments if you think boosting should be in Valorant, yes or no. And this was the last glitch where we're gonna talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was kinda a new concept. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.